This presentation is from the Properties of Matter unit for the N5 Physics course and is mainly about exam style questions. It is possible to combine Boyle's, Gay-Lussac's and Charles' law into one equation. This is known as the general gas equation. On your formula sheet it is written as PV divided by T equals a constant. It can sometimes be written as P1V1 over T1 equals P2V2 over T2. Sounds complicated, but I'm sure you will cope. Read through the question carefully before looking at the solution. You can calculate the constant because you have the initial data, pressure, volume and temperature. This is what's happening in the first two lines of the solution. The missing piece of data is the volume. Using the constant from line 2 and the general gas equation, you can find the final volume. This is shown in the last two lines of the solution. You might want to pause the slide and familiarise yourself with how to use the general gas equation. There now follows a set of exam style questions. You may want to pause this slide, try the 4 questions before you move on to the next slide. Again, it might be a good idea to pause the slideshow, try the 3 questions before you review your answers on the next slide. Be careful with this slide, there are a lot of zeros around. Now that you're reviewing your answers, you should be able to see how well your learning's been going. For question 1, you don't have to quote exactly word for word what's written down here. As long as your physics means the same, you would collect the marks under test conditions. In question 2, there is no force quoted in the question. First of all, you'll have to find the weight. You can do this by doing 56 times 9.8. You then use P equals F divided by A to get the answer 5.5 times 10 to the 6 pascals. For question 3, the Kelvin temperature starts at 263 and the Kelvin temperature ends at 333. This means the temperature difference is 70 kelvins. When you're doing question 4, you should be using Boyle's law. P1V1 equals P2V2. If you do your substitutions correctly, you should get 4.0 times 10 to the 5 pascals. In question 5, it should be Gay-Lussac's law you're using. P1 over T1 equals P2 over T2. Doing the correct substitutions, you should end up with 0.95 times 10 to the 5 pascals. In question 6, you should be quoting Charles' law. V1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. Again, the correct substitutions give you the answer shown. There are other ways to display 225000. These will also be acceptable answers. In question 7, it's the general gas equation you need. Using the data in the right places, you should end up with 0.8 cubic meters. Any problems with these? If you need any extra help, just get in touch.